Alright gamers, welcome back. Today I'm gonna start a few boss tips for a new game that I'm currently playing this week called Moonscars. I'm David, and today's video I'm gonna start with the second boss. Normally I would start with the first boss, but this one is more complicated than the first one. I'll get to the first one in the next video. For this, you're gonna need the equip items. I would recommend you trade your glance with the Moon Princess. This one right here. Okay, let's be honest. You gotta say this one is Ranni from the Elden Ring. She looks exactly like her. I would recommend you have the dash that deals damage as you dash through enemies, and also the item that reduces spell cost. And level 2 spells, I would mostly recommend projectile types. This boss has two forms. The first form is actually easy. It's more projectile based. He will fire one big fireball or summon 3 fireballs, and he will launch at you one by one. The last is 9 fireballs, which he will launch 3 of them this time. These can be avoided with a quick dash. Sometimes he may try physical attack where he tries to bite your character. You can easily just hack and slash him. The most important is for every 50 or 60 points of damage you deal, he will sometimes burst. Try not to be close to him or a small wave will hit you. He sometimes will summon a shadow version of him that will only cast 1 fireball or 3 fireballs, but he takes his time to cast them. This shadow only has around 50 points or less of life. You can easily recover some magic points here so you can cast your spells by defeating this shadow. After losing 40% of his life bar, this is where the second form will appear. His shadow will remain on top of the screen and cast every now and then the same spells as before, 1 big fireball or maybe 3 fireballs that he will launch one by one. For this fight, you must keep an eye on the boss and then also the shadow close. As you're dealing damage, sometimes you need to back away to avoid the fireballs. The original form here is more to hand combat style this time around. There are actually 2 ways to defeat this boss. Now the video clip I'm using right now for this tutorial is from a fellow gamer YouTuber channel called Chovijas. Mostly does boss fights and is very talented. I'll leave the link in the video description, also at the end of the video, so you guys can check out his channel. His way to defeat this boss is to play it safe, take your time. This boss has 2 weak spots. One is to wait till he makes a move when he's very close. As soon as he starts his tentacle attack, dodge, move a bit away. Wait till he does his last tentacle hit with a slam whip attack. Then move in 2 hits and then maybe a spell. You can try to counter his last tentacle slam attack, but the timing can be tricky and I would not recommend. He won't always wait sometimes till he's very close to start his tentacles attack. Sometimes one of his attacks has long reach, so take that in mind. If he's far away, you can fire your long range projectile spell so you can deal 40 or maybe even 50 of damage. The other weak spot is to wait until he goes to the center to use his bone spikes. Jump, then dash next to him to avoid the spikes. Attack him 5 to 6 times, then move out of the way because he will retract his bone spikes back. The next way to defeat him, since playing it safe, being patient was not working for me, which is normally it does work for me, I just went apeshit on this guy. Always remain close to him. He will mostly trigger his burst attack. This can be avoided if you time your dash as he explodes. You won't get damage and you can easily land 3 hits. And since you're very close to him, this triggers more. And then when he tries to do the bone spikes, do the same as I mentioned before. Jump, dash, get real close to him, 5 hits, and jump, dash out of the way. And after he has lost, almost only has like 30% or maybe 25% of his life, he won't do any other attacks anymore. He will be very weak and his only attack will be trying to bite your character. But he moves a little bit slower. This is your good opportunity so you can cast your long range spells. And just make sure to avoid getting hit by the fireballs of his shadow. Remember, as you're dashing through him, you're also dealing damage, which also recovers some of your MP, so you can complete 1 bar and you can cast your spells. This is the way I actually managed to defeat him. Alright everyone, let me know in the comments below if you're having fun with Moonscars.